The Great Pie Contest, a tale of a funny victory. In the quirky little town of Willowbrook, the annual pie baking contest was the highlight of the year. People from all over the town gathered in the town square to showcase their best pies, hoping to win the coveted Golden Pie Pan trophy. Every year the competition was fierce, and this year everyone expected the two-time champion, Agnes Thimble, to win again. Her pies were legendary, and she guarded her recipes like they were top-secret government documents. But this year, there was an unexpected contestant, Barry Bumble. Barry was known around town not for his cooking, but for his mishaps. A clumsy, well-meaning man with an ever-present smile, Barry had never baked a pie in his life. In fact, Barry's kitchen skills were so infamous that he once burned toast so badly the smoke alarm went off for hours. Yet, for reasons no one quite understood, including Barry himself, he decided to enter the pie contest. When word got out that Barry Bumble was entering the competition, the entire town was buzzing. People speculated whether Barry was joking, but to everyone's surprise, he showed up at the contest with a large, lumpy pie in hand. It was a strange sight. The crust was uneven, the filling oozing over the sides, and the top was burnt in some places but pale in others. It looked like something a child might make on a whim. The judges, consisting of the town's mayor, a local bakery owner, and last year's winner, Agnes, were polite enough not to laugh, but they couldn't help exchanging amused glances when they saw Barry's creation next to the perfectly sculpted pies around it. As the judging began, Agnes's pie was the first to be tasted, and it was, as expected, perfection. The buttery crust melted in your mouth, and the filling was a perfect balance of sweetness and tartness. Other contestants had also prepared exquisite pies, and the judges nodded approvingly as they tasted each one. Then they reached Barry's pie. The mayor hesitated as he picked up the knife, unsure of where to start. He cut into the pie, and the filling, if you could call it that, gushed out like a thick, gooey waterfall. The sight alone made the audience giggle, but the judges, ever the professionals, took a bite. To everyone's shock, the judges' faces lit up with surprise. This is delicious," the bakery owner exclaimed, her mouth full. The mayor, chewing thoughtfully, nodded. "It's odd, but it's got this weird, incredible flavor." Even Agnes, who prided herself on being unimpressed by anything other than perfection, took a second bite and said, "Well, I didn't expect that." The crowd gasped. Could it be that Barry Bumble, the man who once ruined boxed mac and cheese, had made something delicious? The truth behind Barry's victory came out later, but not without more laughs. As it turned out, Barry hadn't intended to make a traditional pie at all. He had forgotten to buy the usual ingredients and, in his panic, decided to improvise. He threw together whatever he could find in his fridge, a half-eaten jar of peanut butter, some leftover chocolate chips, and a dash of cinnamon. The crust was made from a dough that was supposed to be for bread, but Barry had mistaken the recipe and mixed in far too much sugar. And the secret ingredient? Accidentally dropping his keys into the pie while mixing, which led him to completely remake the top half in a frenzy. By all accounts, Barry's pie shouldn't have worked. But somehow, in a strange twist of fate, or perhaps pure luck, the odd combination created something unique and delicious. When the mayor announced Barry Bumble as the winner, the crowd erupted in laughter and applause. Barry stood there, wide-eyed and grinning ear to ear, holding the golden pie pan with a mixture of pride and disbelief. "I'd like to thank, my fridge," Barry stammered, causing even more laughter. From that day forward, Barry Bumble was known as the man who won the pie contest by accident. And though Agnes Thimble would undoubtedly win the next year, the tale of Barry's funny victory was the story that would be told for years to come in Willowbrook, a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected triumphs come from the most ridiculous mistakes.